Caitlin Clark's rookie averages was 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. Listen, there's not a single player in the league I saw averaging at least 25 and 5. I know they're not going to give it an MVP. I'm not saying Asia don't deserve it, though. But Caitlin is far more deserving to me for a few reasons, alright? Listen, me personally, I think she's far more deserving. And listen, I'm breaking it down real quick before we get into the film, right? What does MVP stand for? Actually, so what does MVP stand for? Most valuable player, right? Now, it's not a scoring title, right? It's not just about points. It's about your value, right? The value you bring to the league, the value you bring to your team, right? Have you ever watched how teams guard Caitlin versus how they guard Asia? The most Asia will get is a double team in the post. You know what I'm saying? They're not picking Asia up 94 feet. She's barely even bringing the ball up as a center, right? Caitlin is a point guard that gets picked up 94 feet for 100 possessions, and she plays almost every minute each night. When we talk about the most valuable, we talking about who holds the most value in the league to their respective teams, right? Well, take Asia off the Aces for a second. Of course, they're going to lose a big scoring load, but they have so many weapons on that team that they could stabilize that load. I mean, like, they just lost to the New York Liberty. Like, they just lost to the best team in the league, New York Liberty, by only, 4 points without Asia. So that speaks volumes itself. Now, listen, take Caitlin off of Indiana. If Caitlin goes down, if she goes down, this team goes right back to tanking. And that in itself is my proof why Caitlin is the most valuable player. But I know with the voting system, it's mostly politicking and personal friendships and high places to get their stars to vote. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We know who the most valuable player is, and it's Miss C22. Right? Listen, let's go over some Caitlin accolades. You know what I'm saying? Ballers Life did post some of these stats. Listen, Caitlin Clark's historic rookie season, okay? She has the most assists in a season. Caitlin Clark had 337 assists. Who held that before? Alyssa Thomas with 316. Third place was Courtney Vandersloot with 314. So not only did Caitlin exceed it, but she smashed it by 20-something more assists in the season. And this was listen, let's move on. Most three-pointers in the season, okay? Sabrina Ionescu is number 1 with 128. Caitlin Clark is at 122. And she didn't even play last game. All she would have had to do was hit 6 more threes. You know what I'm saying? And if she Caitlin could go for that easily. If she want to pop off and play selfish for one game, she can. All right? And Diana Taurasi with 121. So Caitlin was 6'3" shy from breaking the three-point record, and she had you could say a subpar shooting year for someone of Caitlin's caliber, right? Because Kirstie Sides and a bunch of, the offensive sets, especially in the beginning of the season, hearing y'all opinions, y'all say y'all didn't like how, y'all basically saying Caitlin Clark was being iced in the beginning of the season. Let's move on, all right? The most career 25-point and 10 assist games. Caitlin Clark has 5, right? Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark has 5 in only 40 games. Like, we're talking about all-time career, not just the season. Career 25 points and 10 assist game. Caitlin Clark has 5 in 40 games. You want to know who's second place? Sabrina Ionescu. 5 also, right? They're tied. But Sabrina Ionescu is in 141 games. What Sabrina did in 140 games, Caitlin has done in only 40 games. That's insane. Yo. And Diana Taurasi, she's done it 3 times in 563 games. Talk about reality, right? Listen, man, this girl is, I'm so happy to be a fan of Caitlin Clark, man. Like, this girl is just a talent. The most assists in a game, we know this one already. Caitlin Clark with 19. Second place, Courtney Vandersloot with 18. Third, Alyssa Thomas with 16. Listen, this girl just came in smashing records. Like, I think they pulled it up on the broadcast yesterday. I think Caitlin Clark, combined from her college to WNBA records broken, she's broken about 67 records in just that little time. Like, this girl is just smashing records. She's unbelievable. Let's move on, all right? The most points by a rookie. Caitlin Clark, 769. Simone Augustus, I don't know how to say her name. I'm sorry if I screwed it up. She has 744. Asia Wilson, she has 682. So Caitlin Clark has the record for the most points for a rookie scored ever. And this is as her being a facilitator, not even playing selfish ball. So the fact that she's smashing scoring records and she's a pass first guard is insane. Listen, man, C22 is the real deal. Listen, the most triple doubles by a rookie. Caitlin Clark, 2. Everybody else, 0. Yeah. Like, do I gotta spell it out? MVP. You know what I'm saying? But listen, let's move on, all right? Let's get straight to the film. So listen, so Washington came out playing man-to-man defense. For the newer fans, man-to-man defense is like, it means each defender is assigned to focus on one player. Look, let me show you right here. So this is man-to-man. Everybody is stuck to one person. So usually they'll play 2-3 where it will be one person here, one person there, and the other three will be one right here, one right here, and one right here, covering each zone of the court, right? But this is man-to-man where each defender picks up an assignment, right? So look right here. Instead of playing a zone defense, which can help the Fever, I ain't gonna lie, ISO ball is better for like man-to-man, right? And you know Nalissa loves going at her defender, so this defense is suited for Nalissa's hero ball style. And Kaylin recognized this immediately and got the ball to Nalissa. Look at this right here. Immediately got her. Right over her, you know what I'm saying? Right over her. Now listen, some people would ask, some people would say, Venom, wouldn't Caitlyn be a better ISO scorer instead of Nalissa? Of course. But this is the thing about Caitlyn. She's a basketball genius. If Caitlyn ISOs her defender and steps back and opens the game with a C22 special hitting a 3, the Washington coach is going to most likely call a timeout and tell his team go back in the zone moving forward. But Caitlyn knows if someone like Nalissa scores, it won't be as loud. You see, there's different. This is what I'm talking about. It's deeper than just paper. It's mind games on the court. You have to understand who can score and be quiet and who can score. A Kaylin bucket is way louder than a Nalissa bucket. You can give Nalissa spoon feed her a couple buckets and it's going to be quiet. The coach won't even see it coming until Kaylin delivers that final blow. And it's like, oh my God, timeout. You know what I'm saying? It's a mind game. This girl is a basketball genius. Let's move on though. Caitlin Clark. Once again making the right read to find Aaliyah this time with a mismatch to draw a foul. Look at this right here. Kaylin recognizes that the center's not on Aaliyah. She feeds her. And what happens? Make my camera smaller for y'all. I see what happened, right? Let's run that back one more time. I want y'all to realize that the center was on Nalissa right here. Y'all see the center on Nalissa, right? Pay attention to how Caitlin Clark called for the quick screen. Aaliyah, you see how Aaliyah held it high too. She was gonna give it to Nalissa, but she realized the center is stuck on Nalissa. She waited. She was waiting. When a center holds the ball high, it's to look around, make sure everybody's in their spots. Okay, I got this girl by myself. Now she puts the ball on the floor and get to work. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, this is coming from Kaylin. A free 2 points, spoon-fed from Kaylin, making the right read. Listen, small jabs like these that can take you far in the playoffs. This is how you get teams in foul trouble and have the defense on edge, second-guessing themselves. Let's move on. Aaliyah plays amazing defense here, showing her hands, disrupting the passing lanes, getting over the screen. Look at this. Give it up. They tried to screen Aaliyah to get Dawson an open 3. Aaliyah sees it and fights through it quick enough and gets there to show her hand. Dawson doesn't take the shot. Aaliyah gets it still.
Bow, bow, bow.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, she did great here and almost got beat off on the off ball, but she recovered and got a steal. A bonus as Kelsey rode her defender to the paint with her hand in the passing lane. Look at Kelsey right here. Yo, this team is playing good defense. Like, this is why the first 5 minutes of this game was flawless. Pay attention to Kelsey Mitchell right here, right? When this defender tries to backdoor her, Kelsey's going to show her hands. So even if the ball comes, she can just wave her hands and probably, you know what I'm saying, deflect the ball or something and get a steal. So look, the minute she got beat, Kelsey's showing her hands immediately. That's great defense. And look at right here. Look like this. Yo, they was basically, this is what you call playing defense on a string. A string is like when everybody is like an invisible string and everybody one move, the other move with them. It's like replacing. It's rotational defense, right? But listen, even if the ball got past Aaliyah, right, and even if it got past Kelsey, Nalissa Smith was down there to trap or block the shot. So that makes 3 defensive barriers just for this one layup. Great defensive possession for the Fever right here. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Let's move on, right? Let's move on. We gotta talk about these starter girls, man. These starter girls were so locked in these first couple of minutes. Look at the amazing defense here. First, like, Kelsey is too fast for sliding her feet for one, so that makes her offensive player want to give the ball up to her teammate. Look at this right here. So look, she want to give it up because Kelsey slid her feet, right? But she's being guarded by Caitlin now. So look at how Caitlin now slides her feet and doesn't allow her offensive player to penetrate the paint. Look. She tries to penetrate, tries to step back, get Kaylin off her feet. Kaylin doesn't budge, doesn't bite on the pump fake, the hezzy, and still slides her feet. Now this, she gives it up to Dawson, right? She gives it up to Dawson, and now Dawson has to force her shot up with only a couple seconds left in the shot clock. And that's what you get, an air ball. That's how you get an air ball. Listen, and keep in mind, Dolson is a career 40% three-point shooter. She can shoot with the best of them. But when you got the fever so locked in playing defense like this, it can look real scary for other teams. Let's move on. We spoke about this yesterday, but I want to visit this again because I love how Kaylin is responsible for 43% of Indiana scored points, which is the most by anyone ever. But somehow we normalize the rookie doing this. Like, I don't know when we normalize rookies doing this, but this is why she's my goal. Listen, Kaylin finds Nalissa up the court, which gets her the coach assist. Look, fees are up there. Nalissa gets fouled. Free 2 points at the free throw line, right? Now listen, a coach assist may not show up on the stat sheet, but Kaylin is responsible for creating this opportunity to get 2 extra points on the board, which is now a 6-0 lead, all stemming from Kaylin's passing IQ. So make some noise for Kaylin. Let's move on. So Nalissa had herself a good game yesterday, and it's no surprise. It's because Washington was playing man-to-man. Look at her go to work right here. They tried to play man-to-man on Nalissa. What Nalissa did, fake the DHO. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, this is what Nalissa thrives in. I'm not gonna lie. It can hurt you and it can help you, because in the playoffs, sadly, they ain't gonna play man. But look at this right here. She called Lexi over to initiate a DHO. We explained it's a DHO is a dribble handoff, right? When you act like your teammates coming to get the ball out your hand. So she faked it, act like Lexi was going to take it. So this defender stayed here waiting for Lexi to come with the ball so she could switch to Lexi. But she did pass it to Lexi. So this defender sticks with Lexi because she knows Lexi didn't get the ball. But by that time, it's too late. That was a smart little move, trick move by Nalissa, right? So look. Let's talk about this. The good news is nobody can stop Nalissa one-on-one. The bad news is teams are not going to play man-to-man in the playoffs. Too much at stake. You know what I'm saying? And this kind of basketball against the zone defense results in what we've been seeing from Nalissa when she forced up them silly shots, like, you know what I'm saying, through the zones. Let's move on though, right? Up 8-0. Responsible for, like, Kaylin's responsible for this right here. The Fever did not let up for a second, continuing their trend on defense. Look at how many jerseys were in the paint and forced not only Van Loo to give the ball up, but Dolson to force a bad layup over 3 Fever defenders. Look at this. 3 defenders around her right now, right? Everybody showing their hands. Nalissa got her hands up. Aaliyah got her hands up. Everybody bothering the lanes, right? And Aaliyah, Nalissa, and Kaylin is in the paint, and Dolson misses everything but the rim. You know what I'm saying? Or she missed the rim. You know what I'm saying? But listen, she hit everything but the rim. Let's move on though, right? I don't know, man. Like, we mentioned Aaliyah holding the screens yesterday, right? Like, she has to hold these screens for Kaylin. Just being there is not enough. And you're going to force Kaylin to create her own looks, which she could do no problem, because obviously that's C22. But in a playoff environment, that's energy that she shouldn't have to be consuming in the first quarter. You want to preserve her energy for the fourth quarter, just in case she needs to give that team that last dagger. You know what I'm saying? So look right here. Aaliyah is supposed to set the screen right here. But because, look, let me move my camera. Aaliyah is supposed to set the screen right here. Like, right here is where Aaliyah is supposed to be setting the screen. But because Aaliyah doesn't set it, Kaylin she's running this because she thought Aaliyah was going to set it. Aaliyah doesn't set it. Kaylin steps back. She's not going to wait. Look, Aaliyah's calling for the ball, which is even more crazy. You should be setting the screen. You don't have a guard on you. Why are you calling for the ball at the 3-point line? You know what I'm saying? Like, just listen. So instead of... you know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting for the screen to come back or calling for the game, Kaylin just going to take matters into her own hands, because at this point, I'm pretty sure she's tired of having to explain herself multiple times, countless times, over and over and over again, right? So listen, let's move on. Let's move on. Aaliyah Bossa is literally the female Jokic. I'm going to be honest. She's the female Nikola Jokic. She can score at all levels, pass, and rebound as a center. That is insane how skilled she's becoming. And, of course, we know who's elevating her game to the 22nd level. But look at Aaliyah facilitate on both sides of the half court, and it ends with a Kaylin getting an open 3. She gives Lexi the ball. There's nothing there for Lexi. Give it back to Aaliyah. Holds the ball high like we said in the other clip. She's looking around, making sure it's an open player. Give it to Kelsey. The defender switches to Kelsey, and what happens? It's too late. She gets it to Kaylin, and C22 from deep. C22. You know what I'm saying? This is too easy. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. This is the play where Kelsey got hurt, though, okay? And I'm not going to lie. This had Christy Sides catching heat from the fans last night for not calling a timeout to take Kelsey out the game. Look at this. Kaylin called for Kelsey. Kelsey takes it in. You know what I'm saying? Kelsey missile. Now listen, right? Kelsey limped around the court for a whole game minute until she got subbed out, which is inexcusable. As a coach, you have to be there for your players. And if you're not going to get a timeout, get a tech or something. Show the outrage for your players. But hey, You know what I'm saying? Who am I? I'm just the Venom from home. You feel me? I'm not in the staff locker. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But listen, man, me personally, I would have called the timeout, checked on my players. I would have probably got on the refs back. I would have got a text, something. But you're not about to jump into my second best player legs like this right before the playoffs. It's inexcusable. You want to show, as a coach, you just have to show that. But listen, that's not me. It is what it is. We do play the Connecticut Sun on the 22nd. You know what I'm trying to say, man? We about to go crazy. I'm going to see y'all probably either tomorrow or the 22nd. Obviously, the 22nd, y'all going to see me immediately. But listen, I'm trying to get a video out for y'all tomorrow. I'm going to see y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button for your boy Venom. You know what I'm saying? I love all y'all. I'm going to see y'all in the next reaction video. Let's go. C22.